guys. I have got another herringbone new thing for you. I recently released a video on how to do the herringbone 2-bead spiral, and now I want to show you how to do the herringbone 3-bead spiral. I love this 3-bead spiral. It looks great both if you do it all in a single color, but it really shines when you do 3 different colors. And you just have to kind of pay attention to what color you're picking up as you bead it. But it's a very simple little herringbone to do, and I think it might be kind of one of my new go-to ropes, especially if you are looking for something that's a little more dainty than a thicker rope. Let me bring you in and show you a bunch of samples that I've made up. So this would be a traditional herringbone spiral stitch. You know, when you make a herringbone stitch, it is using 2 beads at a time. So this particular spiral is using 3 stitches, but that means there's 6 beads around to make those 3 stitches. And this is the size that you get. And not that this is huge and ginormous or anything, because it's not. But it is a little more robust, let's say. The other thing about a spiral herringbone is that it will flatten down. And I get questions from people all the time going, I wish that it would stay rounded. But it's the function of the herringbone stitch. It's kind of a loose stitch. There's not a ton of tension there. It will flatten down on you unless you put some kind of cord running through the middle to help it keep a rounded shape. So just FYI, there's no way around that unless you insert something in the middle. Now, here is the 2-bead spiral that I showed you in a previous video, and I will pop a link up to that video if you want to go and make the 2-bead spiral. Here is the 3-bead spiral. This one is done all in size 8s with a single color, so it just has this very cool texture to it. And it's not super thick. You can see how different it is from, let me get these out of the way, from the diameter of the flattened regular herringbone. And then that's the other thing is because this is got a very tight core on the inside there, it will stay rounded. And I love that it will stay rounded. Here is a sample that I did using size 11 beads with 3 different colors, and look how cool that is. It just, for whatever reason, it's really striking me. It'll make a gorgeous, delicate bracelet or a beautiful necklace with a simple pendant hanging off of it. So let's figure out how to do this. This time I'm going to show you as I demo. We're going to make one in all size 8s, but we're going to use the 3 colors to do it. Okay, so you're going to start with a ladder stitch, and normally when I start with ladder stitch, I have you start out with 2 beads of each color, but in this case I'm actually going to have you start out with 3 beads of each color instead. It just makes the spiral happen faster and easier. So I'm going to pick up 3 beads of the first 2 colors. I'm going to pull it down to the end of my thread. I want to leave myself about 4 to 6 inches of tail left so that I can weave that in later. From the tail end, I'm going to pop back up through the first 3 beads. So it'll all be the same color. All right, so that's our first ladder stitch. But notice how they're sitting there's all this space in the middle there. So let's just reinforce and go around these beads one more time to make them sit a little bit closer. So we're just going to go pop down the stack on the right, pop up the stack on the left. Okay, then I want to get to the outside edge to add in my 3rd color here. So I'm actually going to go down the stack on the right one more time. And now we can pick up 3 beads of our 3rd color. Our thread is coming out of the bottom here. So let's go in the top. Same thing, I want to get to that outside edge. So I'm going to pass through the 3 beads that I just added. So there's our 3 stacks with 3 beads. Now I want to turn them into I would I would say a circle, but it's not really a circle. It's a triangle that we're making. So we're going to fold them like a taco. I know how you guys love my tacos. And so what we want to do now is join the two outside edges together. So my thread is coming out the top over on the right. So I'm going to go pass through the beads from the top down on the left. And then back up through the beads on the right. And as I tighten that, there we go. Now your tail thread is coming out the bottom, your working thread is coming out the top, and we're ready to actually start doing our stitch. So here's what you're going to do every single time. There's 2 steps, and you're going to repeat them over and over again. Your first thing is that you're going to make your first stitch here like a regular herringbone stitch where you're picking up 2 beads. So we're going to pick up a pink and a blue. Pink and a blue. You are going down 2 beads. And then as you rotate to the next column over, you're just going to pass through the top 1 bead. So it's down 2, up 1. And go ahead and tighten. And when you tighten, you can tighten kind of off to the side because we're going to encourage this to start leaning right away. So now we have this column here with that you only need 1 bead right there. No problem, let's just pick up 1 bead. It's the purple, so we're going to pick up the purple. You're going to, same as you did before, you're just going to pretend like everything's normal. You're going down 2 of the next column. It pops that bead right into place. And then you're going to go up 1 on the next column over. Tighten. Notice how as I tightened, that started leaning off to the side. That is exactly what we want. So you want to encourage that with your fingers and your tension as you do that. So instead of tightening straight up, tighten off to the side. All right, it's just repeating those 2 steps over and over again. What's going to change though is the color that you're picking up with each stitch. So now we've moved around the spiral a little bit. This time we're picking up a blue and a purple. So you do, this is where I said you kind of have to pay attention a little bit. So blue and purple, down 2. I like to make sure that those sit the way I want them to. And then up 1. Tighten, encourage it to lean. Here we just need 1 bead, it's the pink. Down 2. Encourage it to sit where it needs to. And then up 1. Tighten it. All right. See, you can already see this spiral starting, but let's do a couple more stitches. Here we are, we've got the purple and the pink. So you see it changes every single time. Down 2. And up 1. We need 1 blue. Down 2. Get that to pop into place. And then up 1. And you keep going and going and going. And the next thing you know, you've got this beautiful spiral happening. I just love this. You continue until you have the length that you desire. Add your clasp, and you've got yourself a brand new 3-bead spiral herringbone rope. And trust me, not everybody knows how to do this, but you do. Happy beading.